Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Kind of messed up here. I did not realize my mic wasn't plugged in all the way. But I just want to go through what I'm pointing at here, which is just digging into the rockers and floor pans. Really want to get a good look at what exactly was going on, trying to break down how these rockers are mounted. It's pretty rusty, so it's hard to tell what's the outer and inner rockers, what's floor braces, whether or not the lip that is on top of the sill plate, as you see there, like if that's connected to the floor pan or to the rocker. I wasn't quite sure, so this is kind of me digging into it. I'm going to fast forward it, play a little bit of music. You'll see me kind of just grasping at straws here and trying to figure it out. Thankfully, Anything Scout was posting a bunch of videos after this on their Instagram page, and it made a lot more sense and helped me out quite a bit. But in a couple minutes here, you'll actually see me tearing into this thing and getting it cut apart, and I will have correct audio then. And right here, you're going to see some of the kick panel trim and just how broken down that was by water and UV rays. Just absolutely garbage, had to go away. One of my biggest downfalls is that I, for some reason, cannot make myself work in a dirty environment, so I'm always trying to clean this stuff as I'm working on it. I'm always trying to organize my garage as I'm working, and I need to get better at that and just, go for it. And eventually I will have a bigger garage. It'll be a little easier to organize and keep clean. But as I'm working on this, I'm always trying to keep it clean, which might make it easier for you guys to see things in videos, but it does take me a little bit longer. One thing you guys will see me get into here in a second right now is I really wanted to try and cut out a test panel, see just exactly how thick this floor pan was. I got a cheap angle grinder. I'm trying to figure out if it was suffice for what I needed, if I need to go pick up another one before I really dug into it. It did just fine. I'll probably end up getting a better one anyways. But yeah, so just see me cut a test panel out, see just how tough this floor is going to be. And it's impressively thick. It's actually a pretty thick gauge steel on this floor, and the new panels are just as thick, if not thicker, so that'll be nice. That's good knowing this will last a long time after we do all this work to it. And again, I have this all playing at 4 times speed because I was saying all kinds of stuff here and cannot remember what I was saying because obviously there's no mic hooked up, so there's no audio in this footage. But I was pretty much just messing around, checking out exactly how this was built. And as I previously stated, as you see on the video, Anything Scout's Instagram stories really helped me out in figuring out just the best way to go around disassembling the floor pan out of this. We're getting dug in here. Finally got a nice day in Connecticut. Hood's off, door's off. We're gonna pull the door out of here. Get these fenders off, pull the radiator support out. Just strip it down to basically the whole cab on the chassis, and then I can start bracing the good part of the floor up against the frame, and we can tear these rockers out, floor pans, cab wedge, start reconstructing that so that we can move on to the fun part of the body work. Surprisingly enough, actually most of these fender bolts came right out. There's one on the passenger side that gave us trouble, and then these 2 that I'm working on right here that connect the fender to that, I guess it'd be like a lower valence below the grill. The backing bolts on those were free spinning. Overall, I was really impressed with how well these bolts came out, but if you guys are doing this, just buy like 4 cans of WD-40, let this stuff soak overnight before you just try to find every single bolt, soak them up. We'll let them soak and then go for it the next day, and if you miss one, obviously you can just hit it then. But our biggest issue was a couple of the small bolts, and then just figuring out just how many bolts are actually holding these fenders on. It was an impressive amount of bolts holding each of these fenders on. Yeah, there's those bolts I was messing with up inside there. I can't really see them. Focus there or not? Of course not. There's 2 of these bolts that go through here, and of course they're the rustiest ones. So it's giving us a little bit of trouble, but all these came out pretty decent. And all down through here came out pretty good.
If we'd have waited much longer,
Yeah, it would have been. Can you zoom in on that? The bag. I don't want to replace this piece, I want to place that piece on there. Just sandblast all that. Last one. Alright guys, so we've got most of the floor out. Still got to do this little section here. So I'm going to show you how bad these cab wedges get. Thankfully the actual mount here is pretty decent, but this wedge is smoked. Look how high it rose up into it. It's going to be fun to rebuild that. I think we're going to have to jack this up and build that new wedge in there. We wanted to get a better look at the back of this rocker to see if all of it needed to be replaced or if there was anything salvageable on the inside. And turns out, yeah, there's nothing really salvageable in there at all. So it was fine to cut this away because there's actually no structure to the bottom of this bedside. I'm leaving the bedsides on for now just for a little bit of structure, even though I think they're actually literally doing nothing right now for us as far as structure goes. At least now we can get a look at what we're working with in here. Oh, I see now. I'm gonna have to patch wherever this vertical support is here. Well, I got my work cut out for me down this lower half of this.
More than it looked like from the outside.
Yep, always is. I could figure out some settings on this for exposure or something, but frame super solid. Clean some of it up. Here's our new HD mount that'll weld up in here. So, kind of like that. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Made quite a bit of progress today. I just want to get a video out so you guys can kind of see what's going on. Flip this around. And floor pan's out. Just got to clean up this edge a little bit. Peel that piece out because I got to figure out if I can get this whole replacement piece. If not, I might salvage what's good. If I can sandblast it down, make it look good. Cut it off and then make it join the back of this inner rocker here. Made some pretty good progress. I just said it's all torn apart. Got that all exposed for the wedge. I'm pretty happy with the condition of the inside of this. I mean, for how full of garbage it was, I'm really happy that we started on this now instead of waiting a year. Up next, obviously, we're gonna keep working on these floors. Once those are all secure, then I can pull these inner rockers out. But right now, these are holding my unit straight. I'm gonna build this brace here and start working on rockers, floor supports, and everything else. But I really appreciate you guys coming to this video. Stay tuned, subscribe, check out the past videos. We're really gonna be cooking with grease here coming up.